When was the quickest you've ever lost your boner, or the female equivalent? I was cycling across France and picked up a cute Italian girl. Things were getting steamy. She had her top off and I was kissing her breasts. She said, "AWW, you miss your mother." I didn't realize until I was done that I developed a nosebleed while eating a girl out. I felt so bad. Mid-thrust, my girlfriend leans up to my ear and says, "Let's have vampire sex," and bites me. We were 17 at the time, 22 now and getting married in a week. We were fooling around. And she went to take off my pants. Got to the zipper. And snagged my ball sack. It was stuck itty zipper. She didn't know what to do. And freaked. So I had to unsnag myself. We came home from a wonderful evening of drinking at the bar. We kissed. We laughed. We went to bed. As she climbed on top. And we began what was to be at least a weekend's worth of ecstasy. She sighed. Then slowed. Then sighed again. And stopped. "It really bothers me you were late tonight," she said. "Are you serious? Do you really want to have this conversation now?" I replied. Looking back, it was a unique experience to try and have a serious chat while my cock was still inside her. Her mood grew darker. My boner went flaccid. Evening destroyed. I caught a cab home 20 minutes later. In retrospect, yes, it was inconsiderate of me to be late that evening. However, I maintain I am not an inconsiderate person. I had been working long hours starting at 6 AM. Came home at 6 PM. Fell asleep on my back fully clothed. And woke up at 8 PM instead of 7 PM. Making out with drunk girl, I was hammered too. I may have been more drunk than her. Who knows? Anyway, apparently the 3 shots she took a few minutes before didn't sit right. Luckily she got her tongue out of my mouth before she blew chunks all over my chest. I have posted this before, but the story is worth it. One time I was hooking up with this girl and I brought her back to my room. She offers a blowjob and I accept. She starts going down on me and after about 10 seconds she lifts her head up, slaps my dick, and yells "go," as if she was ordering my dick to ejaculate. She continues going down and after another 10 seconds she lifts her head, slaps my dick and yells "go" again. After 2 more times, I kick her out. I was so flaccid I couldn't even finish myself off. 16 years old. Sophomore in high school. Meet a girl on a cruise ship. We start to hook up. Clothes start coming off. I realize I am about to get the first long anticipated blowjob of my life. She is about to get to work when she looks up at me with big innocent blue eyes and says, "Did you know it's possible to bite a dick off?" Seriously. This was when I was 18 or 19 and living with my parents. I was fapping at around midnight after coming home from work. Suddenly my dad comes bursting in to bitch at me about not cleaning the bathroom or something. He apparently couldn't see either my monitor or the fact that I was naked from the angle he was at. But it was still an incredibly uncomfortable moment. Is there something like the hindsight boner? My at the time boyfriend and I were having sex. I'm pretty sure on his floor if I remember right. We might have started out on the bed but his bed was creaky loud. And it was a twin so it restricted movement. I also didn't want to wake up his grandmother who was sleeping in the next room. We finish and go to bed. The next morning we wake up to hear my BF's grandfather screaming, "Jane, grandmother is dead. John, my boyfriend, open your door. Jane is dead." Change the names. But yeah, that was a hindsight boner for me. Does that even make sense? Edit to add. The coroner's report stated she died around 1 AM. Right around sexy time. Oh yeah. Hindsight boner. Was getting a blowjob from my girlfriend that wore dental braces. Just as I'm about to nut, she snags my dick with one of her mouthwash. Instant soft off, opposite of hard on. This also impaired my ability to climax during oral sex for about 10 years. Trojan extended pleasure condoms. Good long round of foreplay. Condom on and boner was dead. Took it off and couldn't get restarted. We just watched some Law and Order instead. My wife and I were just about to get to work when she whispers to me, I think I want to have a kid. Hydrochloric flaccid. Random bed conversation before my lady friend and I got to business led briefly to politics. She went ahead and stated that Obama wasn't born in the US and his birth certificate was a fake. I'm not even that political, but that was an instant boner. We're about to go at it. Sort of being less than serious. Making jokes. And whatnot. She's on top. She normally will put on music. So she leans over. Says she's going to put on something special. Opens a browser window. I see her type lemon. And turn away before I hear the music. Boner to zero in less than a second. Doing the business with the GF. On her bed. I then picked her up and sat her on her desk while I stood. And we proceeded. She starts thrusting pretty hard and manages in one motion to thrust herself upwards enough for my penis to slip out of her. Fall underneath her. And for her to land back on top of it. Squashing it between her and the fucking table. I had to go straight to ground. Fetal position. We did restart though, after a recovery period. Happy days. I find it a little disturbing that talking to your mother wasn't the instant boner kill. My wife failed to mention she had been cutting jalapenos all day. She went down on me. All I could think was, man, your breath is hot. Eventually my cock was on fire. For your information, a cupful of milk extinguishes boners. Female Redditor here. I was sending a series of sexy texts to one guy. Things were getting hot and witty. And what does he do? He makes a Dan Aykroyd reference. Ladywood gone. Keep in mind this guy is one of those I would hit it like the fist of an angry god types. Gentlemen. If a good 80s comedy reference comes when I'm trying to. Just hold off. Moral of the story. Seriously. My GF at the time and I were getting it on and her entire gymnastics team walked in on us right as I came inside her. Let's just say I had the biggest boner after that moment. Edit. Forgot to add that about 1 month after this we had a threesome with another one of her teammates. D. When grandma walked in on me and my high school girlfriend. Then she closed the door and I heard her say, "Oh dear. Girlfriend talks about having kids, boner equals gone." Girl said to me, "You like that? Your mom taught me that." While in bed. Couldn't finish because I was laughing so hard. Doing my ex-lady doggy style when we decide to change positions. Don't remember which one it was. But, in the process, she accidentally places a well-placed knee right in my ball sack, full on in rage, hard on included. Yay. My guy went fuffy more quickly than my exclamations of pain and agony. Got an amazing week of blowjobs the following week though. UHH. The condom came off. It's stuck. I murdered a girl's boner once. We were starting to get down to business when she commented, "You just can't keep yourself out of my pants." Ha. To which I reply, "I can't help it. You have a tractor beam in there." She breaks into a laughing fit for a good 2 minutes and sex was over. College. Fraternity house. My GF and I are discreetly fooling around in my bed, behind a curtain. Lofted 6 feet off ground, after a party. Suddenly, we hear my very drunk roommate moaning, oh god, it hurts." I peek out of the curtain just in time to see him lean over the edge of his lofted bed across the room. And puke about a gallon of beer and chicken calzone on our floor. It splashed everywhere. Boner killed. To top it off, he then climbs out of bed, grabs a gallon of bleach from the bathroom, and pours the entire thing over the vomit, yelling he's going to sleep downstairs and he'll clean it in the morning. He also left our ladder out of my reach, so I had to jump down into the bleachy puke puddle to get out of the room. That floor of our house stank like bleach and vomit the entire weekend. And my GF never spent the night at our place after that. She started crying while giving me a blowjob. My girlfriend is a big fan of the Twilight books. During a drunken night of sex she called me Jacob. Fuck Twilight. I had crazy unprotected sex with this girl the night before. Next morning I wake up to her kissing and touching me and of course I get hard right away. Just then she says something like, "I really need to get on birth control." I look up and see that her wall is covered in handwritten prayers and Jesus memorabilia. Boner destroyed. I have continued to bang her without a condom however. I am weak in front of pussy. Husband decides to be all sweet and romantic and will give me a massage. And he's got this warming massage oil. In reality, it was fires of hell massage oil. So various bits of me go up in flames and I shove him across the room and take off for the bathroom to hop in the shower before my body disintegrates into a little pile of ash. Thanks to this fires of Pompeii massage oil. By the time I get there, this stuff has also ran down my leg and apparently some of it drips onto the bottom of my foot. I step into the bathtub and my oiled up foot slips out from under me. I go down. Extreme pain. And I'm still covered in molten lava. The end result is a hell of a skin rash. Half a dozen bruises. And a dislocated shoulder. Girlfriend starts telling me sex stories with previous boyfriends while giving me a hand job. Limp noodled pretty quick. Getting into it in the morning with my girlfriend at about 7:45. Alarm clock goes off at 8 and the radio plays Bon Jovi. It was an instant boner thief. Ex-girlfriend had a beagle wiener mix. The dog would get extremely jealous whenever we would do anything physical. One day we were doing it missionary and I feel the dog mount my leg and start humping. Wet dog tongue and beagle penis are instant boner killer. I had been hanging out with this girl for a couple of days. You know, making out. Having dirty conversations and exchanging naughty pictures. She came over one night and everything was going great. We were watching a movie and being really touchy-feely, so I had a raging boner, and then for some reason she told me she had recurrent vaginal infections in which she would pee chunks of flesh every other month or so. I was so disgusted I don't even remember the whole speech she gave me. Needless to say, my boner died rather quickly and now I can't see her without thinking about it, which is a shame because she was smoking hot. Footsteps down the stairs. I used to sneak into my girlfriend's downstairs window and we would have sex at like 2 AM. Hearing those footsteps come down the stairs, I think I was out the window and half down the block before he got one flight down.